Libra, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Libra love reading. Today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in December 2025. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Libra and their romantic person of interest in December 2025. All right, what's going on with you, Libra? It's been a minute. Let's get one more, please. All right, thank you. All right. What is going on with your person, Libra? What's going on with Libra's romantic person of interest? Okay, that was an explosion and pretty fast. What do we got here? A lot of fire over there. All right. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is strength. This is the Leo Major Arcana card. This card usually tells me that you're going through something pretty difficult and it's taken all of your internal strength in order to make it through. You have the strength to make it through, but you might be being forced to dig down deep inside yourself and tap into your internal strength in order to make it through this. This can also indicate someone is trying to tame this beast inside themselves, like they're trying to rein a piece of themselves in, hold a piece of themselves back so they don't do something that might be some kind of a mistake. Usually it's some like urge or impulse or desire that we have where part of us knows that's probably not the best idea, so let me try to contain that piece of myself here. So it could be one of those two things. Right below that, we have more Leo energy, Six of Wands. This is recognition. This is usually, it can be you recognizing something about your person or them recognizing something about you. Usually it's coming to some sort of a recognition about something here. It also indicates successful forward movement on something. But then we have Six of Cups right behind that, Scorpio energy of the past. This is thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, the good old days, the way things used to be. It can indicate something from the past happening again or coming back up again. It can indicate someone from the past coming back or trying to come back. So that's the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. We'll probably come back to that more as we go along, but this mutual point of interest is the shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in December 2025, Libra. Doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. But the shared energy between the two of you for December 2025 is the Sun, more Leo energy. So I've seen a lot of Leo. I've got a little bit of Leo on your person's side here. You might be dealing with a Leo. Hell, you might be dealing with any sign. This is a general collective reading, so it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with as an individual person, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person. I'm tapping into collective energy of tens of thousands of Libra people all at once. So I'm going to continue to call these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you, but this is more Leo energy. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Like, really hard to get a better card than the Sun in a love reading when that's what it's talking about. The other thing that it could be talking about is illumination. This is the card that comes immediately after the moon in the sequence of the major arcana. And when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden in the dark. Secrets can be kept. The next step would be the sun comes up and it's not dark anymore. So all that stuff that was being hidden in the dark kind of gets illuminated. It gets exposed and I can see it. So this is either talking about pure happiness or it's talking about something getting exposed. So tell me more about the sun, please. Why is the sun the shared energy affecting? Okay. Not going to let me finish my sentences, and I'm cool with that. Okay, well, looking like illumination to me. Below the surface of that sun energy, we have the Ten of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy. This is a heavy burden that's being carried. It's something weighing you down. It's something holding you guys back. It's also a 10, and in tarot, 10s are completion. So this is supposed to be the completion of carrying this heavy burden. In other words, being at the spot where we can lay this burden down and move forward without it. I've got the sun right behind it again. I'm clarifying the sun right now. This does not seem like happiness to me if there's a burden attached to it. Seeming more like something got illuminated, something got exposed here. Yeah, I got 2 of Swords right behind that. This is Libra energy. 2s are choices. And this would be a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet for some reason. Now, the person on the card is blindfolded, and sometimes that blindfold can represent, I don't have enough information available to me in order to make this decision, which is why I haven't made it yet. But sometimes that blindfold can represent blinders that we have on. Excuse me. In other words, there's something here that I don't want to see, something that I don't want to look at, something that I don't want to be true, and avoiding it, being in denial about it, is kind of preventing me from making a decision. So this is looking like something got illuminated and there's a burden attached to that and a decision that needs to be made, only someone's not making the decision. Hard to tell who that is at this point. That will become more clear as we go along. When I clarify the Sun, I get the Lovers, Justice, and the 5 of Swords. The Lovers is the Gemini Major Arcana card. This can represent a powerful love connection, or at least what feels like a powerful love connection. A long time ago, before this card was even called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents the interconnectedness between people, excuse me, and how one person can't make decisions that don't also affect the other person. It can represent a choice about this connection, can represent a choice about happiness, it can represent a choice between more than one lover. That's honestly what it's looking like this is talking about here, especially with what I'm seeing out here. Next, I have Justice, which is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in the card is used to cut away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. This card shows up for me to point out the fact that something unfair and unjust or something unbalanced is going on, and this needs corrected, and this kind of points that out. It's something related to this connection, something unbalanced about it, maybe something unfair because we have a choice between 2 lovers. It could be that, especially with having strength here on the overall energy and recognition behind that, recognition about someone from the past maybe coming back. 10 of Swords right below that, swift, painful ending, ending I don't see coming, ending in betrayal. Queen of Wands. This is usually the other woman. This is usually it's the hot queen, like the fire element queen, the hot queen, the one that there's all this passion, attraction, desire for. Final clarifier for the Sun is the 5 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. 5s are conflict. This can be a big fight that happens that ends things. This can be a betrayal. This can be dealing with a person who has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, in other words, I don't really care what happens to you as long as I get what I want, and collateral damage is fine with me as long as I get what I want. This card usually represents a betrayal. So I've got what could be a choice between lovers here, a betrayal, something unfair happening, something getting illuminated. That's the shared energy that's affecting you. I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Libra, because then I can see more clearly how that's affecting you. I will come back to it again as I go through your person's energy. For you, the first card is the most important. You get the 9 of Swords. Central to your energy is the Queen of Pentacles. And your final card is the Chariot. 9 of Swords is Gemini energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety. This is thinking about something a lot with all this fear or worry behind how you're thinking about it, and doing that to the point that it starts to become stressful. This is mental anguish. It's sleepless nights. It's like I can't concentrate on what I'm doing because my mind is too wound up. It's usually a case of where like the way I'm thinking about something is so bad that I don't really want to face it. So tell me more about this 9 of Swords, please. Why is that the first card here for Libra in December 2025? Please, let's get one more. Let's get one more. Looks like I got one flip here. What do we got? Maybe not. Let's get one more on this 9 of Swords, please. Where'd you go? I know you flipped that time. Below the surface of this Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, Libra energy here. This is she who knows the truth. She's about facing the truth. She's about speaking the truth, cutting off the thing or the person that is no longer in your best interest. Like, the reason she holds her hand out like this is because she's fair. Notice her head is above the clouds. She's not clouded. There's nothing obscuring her vision, but she's fair here. She already knows what the truth is, but she's at least given the other person the chance to tell their side of the story. The problem is she already knows what's going on. So when the story she's told doesn't match the truth she already knows, it's off with your head. So this card usually shows up when we have this difficult conversation where truth gets spoken and usually a severing takes place. Damn, King of Swords right behind that. This is Aquarius energy. These are counterparts. Now, in the other suits, when you get like the King and the Queen of Cups, they build the Ten of Cups. They're counterparts in that love and emotions department. When you get like the King and the Queen of Pentacles, they build the Ten of Pentacles. They're counterparts in the physical realm here. Well, these are counterparts in the Swords realm. They build the Ten of Swords, which I believe I already saw here. Yeah, 4 cards deep in the overall energy. Getting ahead of myself, but I just got the Ten of Swords from the other deck out here when I clarified your Nine of Swords. That's what they build. These represent people that used to be together that probably aren't together anymore. I've got this unfair thing happening, probably with another person being involved, and I got this betrayal type of an energy, big fight kind of an energy. When I clarify the Nine of Swords, I get the Five of Wands, the Hermit, and the Ten of Swords. The Five of Wands is more Leo energy. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I got the Five of Wands as your person's central energy here. This is an internal conflict. It's a conflict in my desires, where a piece of me wants this thing and another piece of me wants pretty much the opposite of that. And now I'm conflicted and I'm torn and I'm playing tug of war inside myself in terms of what is it that I actually want here. Could be a choice about this connection and knowing that something unfair is going on, but also having happiness tied to that, and maybe struggling with what's going on here, struggling to rein yourself in after what you recognized. Could be a piece of you wants to cut this off, and another piece of you is maybe not wanting to do that. Next, I get the Hermit. This is the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal and isolation. I get this card a lot when communication shuts down, and if it's not shut down entirely, it's probably dramatically different than it used to be. This is supposed to be about like soul searching and deep inner reflection and deep contemplation and like trying to figure out what do I do moving forward from here. But his focus is directed inside of himself, so he's looking at himself for what changes do I need to make about me so things can move forward the way that I want to. So there could be an element of that going on. This could just be telling me that communication has stopped between the two of you. I get this card a lot when someone gets ghosted or when they don't have closure about what's going on because they really haven't heard what they need to hear in order to have the closure. But one thing that's just popping into mind is closure is not something that the other person can give to you. Closure is something that you create for yourself. So take that for whatever it means to you. But final clarifier for Nine of Swords is the Ten of Swords, Gemini energy, swift, painful ending, ending I didn't see coming, ending in betrayal. Whew. Not looking like a pleasant spot for you here right now, Libra. Central for your energy is the Queen of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. This is wife type energy here. It doesn't necessarily mean legally married wife. It can represent like fiance, it could represent committed girlfriend, represent like someone trying to build their life around you. Let's clarify what this is trying to tell us here. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles, please. Whoa, hey, time out. I'm getting a lot. Clearly this one's important. Okay. Come here. Below the surface of this Queen of Pentacles energy, Judgment. This is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is about passing a final verdict and judgment on something, making a final decision. In a relationship reading, this is either A, we're calling this dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, this can sometimes be about resurrection, trying to raise the dead, bring something back to life. Could be waiting on a decision about that. I've got 7 of Pentacles right below that. This is Taurus energy. This is a period of time for a couple of reasons. First, it can be a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of this whole situation you're finding yourself in with this person. It's about trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? Is this worth me continuing to invest my time, effort, and energy into this? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe it's time for me to just cut my losses and move on? So it can represent the period of time where you're contemplating that kind of stuff. It can also represent a period of time where seeds have already been planted on something. And it's kind of like if you go plant an apple seed right now, you're not going to wake up tomorrow with apples. There's a big lag time between when you plant the seed on something to when it fully grows and develops and blossoms and you can harvest it. So this can represent that period of time where something has been already happening in the background and we're kind of just like waiting on it to fully develop. It's looking like a period of time contemplating this decision here. It looks like a decision has already been made to end something. I get Page of Cups next. Pages are messengers, so this is communications about love and emotions, news messages, communications about that, lovey-dovey messages, expressing feelings. It can be flirtatious behavior. It can sometimes represent an apology. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself, but your person's very first card, the most important card for them, is that Page of Cups. Now notice he's got a fish in his cup, and sometimes that's like it's a sign of immaturity. Like this is a not fully emotionally developed energy. Pages are the lowest of the court cards, so they're the not fully developed all the way kind of energy. So this can be someone who's not fully emotionally developed, emotionally immature. He's got the fish in his cup for a couple of reasons. First, I don't want you looking me in my eyes because I can't handle the weight of your gaze. You might figure me out. So I'm kind of like trying to distract you. Look over here so you're not seeing what I'm really up to. When I clarify Queen of Pentacles, I get Chariot, 10 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the 4 of Cups. The Chariot is the fastest energy in the deck. This is Cancer's major arcana card. It's at its core about the underlying will to overcome some problem or challenge that's in your way. It's like trying to get past that through just sheer willpower alone and trying to move forward successfully very fast. But there's an internal conflict laying right next to it, and on the card itself there's a conflict present. We've got the Black Sphinx and the White Sphinx, and the driver doesn't have any reins to control this thing. And that Black Sphinx represents the shadow side of a person, and the White Sphinx represents the light side of a person. And if both of those pieces aren't in alignment, if they're not both pulling in the same direction, this thing doesn't go anywhere. Or worse yet, it rips itself in half as it tries to move forward because it's pulling in 2 different directions. And I've got that internal tug of war happening right beside that. Now, that could be telling me that you're pulling in one direction and they're pulling in a different direction. Could be telling me that you've got the underlying will to overcome this, maybe because you're in a committed relationship with them. But some decision has already been made. And it's looking like after the decision gets made, then there's a period of time that either goes by before they communicate, or now they've communicated after a period of time, and maybe now I'm conflicted about the decision that we came to. Maybe there's still this underlying will to overcome something here. Next, I get 10 of Pentacles. This is Virgo's energy. This is maximum stability, abundance, prosperity. It's also combining together lives, 2 people or 2 families combining all their assets and resources together to build a life together. The King and the Queen of Pentacles do this together. as equals. I only have the Queen out here. I don't have the King of Pentacles yet. So it could be a case of where you have this underlying will to try to save this, but maybe not hearing anything from them. Maybe there's no communication coming in. Maybe they just abruptly disappeared. Next I get the Moon. This is Pisces energy. This is also fear, worry, and anxiety. We've got the Nine of Swords out here as your first card. Both of these can represent fear, worry, and anxiety. This would usually be fear, worry, and anxiety based on uncertainty, though. When the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. It's hard to tell, am I on the right path or not? Was this the right path to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn? Do I need to turn around and go back the other way? So that level of uncertainty can cause fear, worry, and anxiety. But like I said at the beginning when I was telling you about the Sun, this is the card that comes right before the Sun. And when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden in the dark. There can be a secret being kept in this combined together life. Could be a secret being kept that ends things when it comes out. Like there's ending in betrayal, ending I don't see coming because someone was hiding something. They weren't communicating something. Next, I get the Four of Cups, which is Cancer energy. This is about not being fully emotionally happy or content with what you have right in front of you. So much so that there's this daydreaming going on about this other cup, this other thing that I believe might lead me to my happiness if I had that. The person is looking at 3 cups, so they're not happy with 3 cups. And 3 cups has 2 meanings. It can either mean being together, so I'm not happy when we're together and I'm distracted by this other thing, this other person that might make me happy. Kind of what this is feeling like. This doesn't necessarily feel like your energy in that sense as much as it is some of them bleeding over onto you. Maybe that's part of what they were hiding, that they weren't fully happy and that they had some other person on their mind. Probably why we've got a choice between lovers and some unfair, unbalanced thing happening. Probably why we've got betrayal out here. When all that gets illuminated, looks like shit hits the fan. Now, the other thing, excuse me, the other thing this 3 cups can represent is a third-party love triangle here. 3 cups of love in the picture. And from your point of view, it could be like, I can't get that other person you brought in out of my head here. Once the secret was out and I could see it, now I'm having trouble. That might be where this internal conflict here is coming from, where a piece of you wants to fix this and another piece of you is like, no, I don't think so. Final card for you, Libra, is the other Chariot card from the other deck. So I've got the Chariot in both decks out here now. This underlying will to overcome the problem or the challenge. Tell me what's going on with this Chariot, please. Why is the Chariot the final card here? Thank you. Make sure nothing else flipped. That felt a little odd. Okay. Man, I'm getting a lot of duplicates here. Same card in both decks. Well, below the surface of this Chariot energy, 7 of Swords. I guess the other thing the Chariot could mean is it's the fastest energy in the deck, and sometimes this is just someone trying to get the hell out of Dodge. 7 of Swords is Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something. Can be trying to sneak off in the night, trying to just, like I said at the very beginning here, I get this Hermit card a lot when someone gets ghosted. I'm seeing some energy here that looks a little bit like ghosting happening. Yeah, man, behind the 7 of Swords is the Knight of Wands. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It's a wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, can't make up my mind kind of an energy, can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted kind of an energy. Sometimes this is a person who comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear in order to get what they want, but then they go somewhere else all passionately and tell them everything they want to hear and get what they want, sneaking around, playing 2 different people here. And then I get 7 of Cups. Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about my options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of emotions involved. I don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong cup. The clouds of smoke can represent being emotionally confused, like something clouding your vision, something clouding your judgment. This is one of those illusionary kind of energies where it's really hard to tell, like, not just which cup to pick, but what stuff in these cups is actually real or not. This can just represent your person has other options and choices, and they were playing the field and doing sneaky, deceptive stuff and keeping things secret from you, probably betraying you. When I clarify the Chariot, I get the Three of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and Strength. The Three of Wands is Aries energy of essentially waiting. In the Two of Wands, the card right before this, you're at this fork in the road, this decision point about what do I want my life to be like. And in this card, that decision has already been made. The path has been chosen. Steps have been taken down that path. And there's this positive expectancy that the thing that I want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm kind of stuck waiting on it. Looking like the thing that I want is potentially the ability to overcome the problem or the challenge, but there's that internal conflict present in the Chariot, and in the same row with it is that internal conflict of the Five of Wands. So looking like waiting in this conflicted state here. Man, oh man. Next clarifier for the Chariot is the Knight of Swords. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck, so I've got a lot of speed. I've got the Chariot twice and the Knight of Swords now. This is like rushing forward and making this decisive action on something. This is usually an energy of someone who didn't think things all the way through before they took their action. It's usually a case of where I just went and did something that I didn't think it through first. And I don't really think about it until after I've already done it, and it's kind of too late at that point. It's tied to this combined together life energy, and it's tied to this energy of like withdrawal, isolation, ghosting, not having closure on something. Looking like there was this waiting energy and then action taken. And then I get Strength, which is the overall energy of the reading. Leo Major Arcana energy. Again, this is sometimes going through a really difficult situation that takes all of your internal strength to make it through. Sometimes this is a person trying to tame this beast inside themselves, trying to rein themselves in, hold themselves back, not go do something stupid that would be some kind of a mistake, which I see like that kind of energy all over the place here. Options and choices. Yeah, and then behind that is She Who Knows the Truth. And the counterpart to that, the King of Swords, the people that used to be together. Then I've got this wife energy again. And I've got the Hierophant, which is Taurus Major Arcana energy. This is commitment. This is taking things to the next level in a relationship. A lot of times this is being married. If not being married, like being fully committed to the relationship. And then there's this idea of Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Now that could be where your conflict is coming from. You got betrayed, but at the same time, you know the truth here, and like you're married, but you know the truth of the betrayal, and this is not looking pleasant. Confusion, player energy. This could be you going through the shit and struggling with that. There's secrets here. There's a swift, painful ending that you didn't see coming. Makes perfect sense that would be difficult and you would be struggling with that. This could also be your person was struggling to contain themselves from doing something stupid, or struggling to contain everything and keep it hidden so things don't come to an end. That's your energy in this connection. Let's scoot this over and take a look at your person's energy. For them, the first card's the most important. We get Page of Cups. Central to their energy, Five of Wands. And their final card, the Knight of Wands. Page of Cups, again, is news, messages, communications about love and emotions, lovey-dovey messages, flirty behavior. Could represent an apology, so let's see what we got going on here. Tell me about this Page of Cups, please. Why is that the first card? On the bottom of the deck, below the surface of that Page of Cups energy, is the King of Wands. This is Leo energy. This is bold, passionate, fiery, determined person who knows exactly what they want. They don't take no for an answer. This is not the dude who's going to let some minor roadblock get in his way and stop him. He's going to find a way to get what he wants, or he's going to make a way to get what he wants. So it's very driven, motivated, determined kind of an energy. It's also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is passion, desire, sexual energy. So this is someone who's very driven and motivated in the normal sense, but also by passion and desire and sexual energy. Looks like we got somebody being flirty, somebody being a little bit of a player here. Behind King of Wands is the Seven of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. We already saw this on your side. A period of time going by here. Maybe they've already planted the seeds. Yeah, they have. They've been communicating with somebody. Page of Cups again. So there's been a period of time where they've had a lot of passion and desire for this person that they're communicating with. Struggling to contain themselves. Probably struggling to keep everything secret, like I said over here on this side, so things don't get recognized. There's either some element of the past here coming back up, or something happening again that's already happened. So maybe this isn't the first time that they've been all lovey-dovey with somebody else. This could represent someone from their past coming back. Either way, it ends the same way. We got 10 of Swords, Queen of Wands. So there's the counterpart to this King of Wands, the counterpart in the passion, desire, sexual energy end of things. That could be the thing that they're holding on to and not wanting to let go of. And there's that Queen of Swords again. There's your energy again, seeing the truth. When I clarify Page of Cups, I get the Eight of Wands, the Magician, the Page of Wands, and Temperance. The Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Excuse me. Let me get a drink here. I'm all choked up. I think I'm trying not to get sick. My ears feel real stuffy and everything sounds muffled and wah 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 when I talk. Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot, and we've got that in both decks in your side of the table. This can be rapid back and forth passionate communications happening, which would make sense with clarifying Page of Cups, King of Wands on the bottom. This could be rapid forward movement or progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. This could be a lot happening all at once, like too much happening all at once. Next, I get the Magician. This is the master manifester of the tarot deck. This is someone whose thoughts and actions create the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. And this usually is talking about this person is creating this situation that I'm reading about based on what they're thinking about and what actions that they're taking. When I look right across the aisle here, connected with it is this Knight of Swords, this person who takes an action that they didn't think through all the way first. They just did it and didn't bother to think about it until after it was too late. I've got that really fast moving energy tied to this Magician, both directions here. Thinking something or doing something before it was thought through. This is one step faster than that Knight of Swords. Next, I get Page of Wands. So I've got two pages here, two communication energies, communicating about lovey-dovey stuff, emotional stuff, flirtatious behavior. The Page of Wands is news and messages and communications about passion and desire, passionate messages. It's about having the willingness to take the very first step down this brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Right across the aisle from it is this Strength card. Also overall energy is Strength card, like trying to contain myself so I don't do something that would be some kind of a mistake. But they lost that struggle and then decided to keep it hidden, because if I don't keep it hidden, things are going to end, and I probably don't want them to end. Next, I get Temperance here, which is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. This is a card of patience. It can be trying to blend two things together, but doing it little bits at a time, not being in a big hurry or a big rush, being willing to take a step back and like make some fine tuning type adjustments to something. I get this card a lot. Like, this is a card about like recalibrating something. So when something is really out of whack and it's way out of whack and it needs readjusted, I get this card then. It kind of points that out to me, kind of like justice points out something unfair is happening that needs corrected. Like, this is probably someone trying to recalibrate themselves. This can sometimes represent reconciliation energy too, because water represents love. And here the love has been separated into two different cups. So she's recombining the love back together. I did see Six of Cups here. It could be someone from their past that they're communicating with and maybe trying to recombine that way. Or it could be that they're this person is confusing already, which makes a lot of sense because we got internal conflict, Five of Wands, as their central energy. And then the next card is this flip-flopping back and forth and can't make up my mind what I want. Let's clarify this Five of Wands, this internal conflict. Get two more, please. Okay, we'll take an extra one. No biggie. Come here. Below the surface of this Five of Wands, Queen of Swords, Libra energy, she who knows the truth, facing the truth, speaking the truth, cutting off a thing or a person that isn't in your best interest anymore. Oh, damn. And then I get the Hierophant right behind that. Taurus energy, commitment. This is a marriage card, either being married or being fully committed to the relationship. And there's some severing taking place to that based on the truth coming out. Yeah, King of Swords. Like, this is looking like the two of you used to be together and are no longer together. That's probably why I'm seeing Queen of Pentacles here and Ten of Pentacles here. Combined together life, wife energy, but no King of Pentacles anywhere, no husband energy. Because they're going down a different path. When I clarify this Five of Wands internal conflict, I get Queen of Pentacles again, Six of Swords, Queen of Cups, Six of Wands. Okay, so I've got two different queens out here on the table in this column about an internal conflict where a piece of me wants this one and another piece of me wants that one, and I can't have them both. So now I'm conflicted and torn about which one do I want. Like I said, Queen of Pentacles is normally wife type energy. It's Capricorn energy that's central on your side of the table. So this could mean that you were in a committed relationship with them or married to them. I guess it could also mean, if we got someone from the past that is an ex-wife, it could mean that. Either way, I got a whole lot of really fast moving energy. This can be like too much happening all at once to where it's like overwhelming feeling. But this could also be that they're doing a lot of communications here. I get Six of Swords next, Aquarius energy. This is the card that comes after this Five of Swords, this betrayal type of an energy here. At its core, the Five of Swords is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. The Six of Swords is about moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving that painful thing in the past, because I can't change what's already happened. My only real control is in what do I do moving forward from here. So this is about moving away from pain and moving forward into the future, but it carries an implied choice, and that choice is, do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused forward with me so it continues to weigh me down and hold me back? Or do I carry forward the lesson I learned by going through this painful thing so that something like that doesn't happen again? I don't know that this is so much about the lesson being learned or not learned as much as it is about you probably finding out the truth and kind of severing this commitment here. And their thoughts and actions look like it's shaped that and created that painful thing, and now they're moving forward. Excuse me. Now I get the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy. This would be the person that they get love and emotions from. And it's probably who they're communicating with here. Going down the brand new path towards something they have passion and desire for. Probably getting some good feelings from this person here. But then I get Six of Wands, which is the second card here in the overall energy. Leo energy of recognition, them getting recognized for something, or them coming to some sort of a recognition leading to forward movement happening. Look, if this is talking about reconciliation, they're moving away from that idea. Final card for your person's energy, Libra, Knight of Wands. Like I said, the player of the tarot deck. It's wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth energy. It could be somebody playing two different people. Again, probably why I've got the Lovers in the shared energy tied to this unfair thing. The choice between two different lovers, and there's a betrayal tied to that. Probably that is what's getting illuminated. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands, please. Why is that the final card for Libra's person here in December 2025? Make sure nothing else flipped. Okay, let's get one more, please. Below the surface of this Knight of Wands, the Hierophant. Again, Taurus major arcana energy, marriage card, being fully committed to a relationship and being a player at the same time. That doesn't feel like they are fully committed, because this person is a really non-committal kind of an energy. This is someone who can't stay fully committed to what they said they wanted. They start out gung-ho about it, but then something happens and they go the other direction. Yeah, we got Knight of Cups right behind that. Actions towards love and emotions. Trying to move forward romantically. Now I got the hiccups suddenly. It's so weird. Whenever I get the hiccups, I usually hiccup once or twice and then it's gone, and I just hiccup twice and it's gone. Wheel of Fortune, change in the luck and fortune. This is the pivotal moment where things went the other direction here, and it went to hell in a handbasket, because in a commitment, they started taking actions. They're communicating at first, all lovey-dovey, and now they're past the stage of talking about it and they're doing something about it. When I clarify Knight of Wands, I get Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, Knight of Wands. The Three of Cups is Cancer energy. This is either about reconciliation, like being reunited and celebrating, being united to begin with and celebrating. If that's the case, it's happening behind your back, like you're facing the other direction. It's kept secret. I did see Seven of Swords. Deception, sneaking around. It's possible that there's someone that they used to be with that they're getting back together, or someone that's not a brand new person that they have some sort of a history with that they know already, and maybe they're uniting with that person behind your back. But these two cards together are not promising. Like, we got a player and Three Cups of Love in the picture. Next, I get the Ten of Cups, which is, this is Pisces energy. This is the happily ever after card. Happy fairy tale love connection, happy fairy tale romance. I really doubt that that's what this person has. Like, they're in a commitment, but now they're apparently leaving the commitment to go a whole different direction. Maybe they've got themselves convinced that this is their happily ever after. Like, it's in the same row with them creating something, which to me doesn't feel like they're creating happily ever after, as much as this is usually like an idealized point of view. Like, I'm creating this perception of happily ever after in my head, and I'm moving away from something and moving forward toward whatever they've got labeled as their happily ever after. It's probably someone that they used to be with at some point and things ended. And now this person is coming back and they have all this attraction and passion and desire for that. Probably don't want to let go of that. And I think this is you finally seeing the truth about that. Final card to clarify Knight of Wands is the Knight of Wands again. So here's me with the Knight of Wands, not only in both decks, both of them are on your person's side, both in the same column. Whenever I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card, that's the universe beating me over the head. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this person is a player. They're running back and forth between two people. At the minimum, they can't stay fully committed to what they say they want. And it's looking like you recognizing that about them. So it's definitely not looking promising here. Definitely not looking promising. Got betrayal, something unfair happening, looking like that gets exposed and you see it for what it is. The piece that concerns me is I've got the Chariot in both decks on your side of the table, and this is the underlying will to overcome the problems and the challenges that are in the way. That internal conflict is coming from somewhere, and I think that's what you're supposed to be going in and looking at right now, figuring out, well, why does a piece of me want to overcome this and another piece of me does not? And it's because you're worth more than that. Like, you're worth more than what they have displayed to you here. And that piece of you that's conflicted about it understands that you're worth more.